2 minutes and we're gonna start, okay? So for the ones that are coming in now, joining us right now, we're gonna talk here about everything you need to know if you are planning to invest in Portugal, if you want to buy a house, maybe a land, maybe if you want to do a renovation here in Portugal. So Klave has this service, the A to Z service, and we offer a wide range of services, but today we're going to talk especially about the buy-to-let. So I would say it's the most simple way to start, because you buy something, usually it's ready to rent. You can also count with us to rent the apartment for you, and you can have a safe return on this apartment, and we also take care of the management. And the other topic that we're going to address is the renovation of buildings. We're going to talk about a very interesting project we have now in Seto with one of our clients, and we're going to have also two very special clients here with us, Elad and Iris. They are also clients and friends that came to Portugal recently, but they did all the process remotely, which is one of our differentials. You can buy the property from your house if you like. It's not something difficult for us to do. We can manage all the process for you remotely. Okay, this is very important, and we're gonna address these topics today. I'm just waiting, Felipe. Green light. Okay, let's start. So, hello everyone, welcome. My name is Patrick. Let's start. Let me see if everything's okay. Yeah, it's working. So, as I told you, we're gonna present to you what Klave does here in Portugal, and we're gonna take questions and then explore all the aspects for the people that want to invest and buy something in Portugal. It can be a house or a land or a building to renovate, etc. Okay, so I will ask you please to participate if you want questions. If you have questions, you can send them in the chat, and we're gonna answer to everything at the end of the webinar. Okay, so just a little brief about Klave, how we started, who we are. So we started back in August 2020, so we are now, it's our fourth year, now in August, it's our birthday, let's say, and we have more than 7,000 satisfied clients in the ID and the passports for Portuguese Israeli citizens. Okay, so this is how we started, and during these 4 years we received more than 7,000 people, which is a very expressive number. And we have a tailor-made consultancy service also in the real estate. So more or less 2 years ago, we started to offer the real estate service, because we know that our clients were eager to invest in this country now that they are also Portuguese. But as you're gonna see, you don't have to be Portuguese to invest in Portugal, okay? This is one of the things that we're gonna address today. This is our team. We have offices in Lisbon and Porto. For the ones that were here before, when we started the webinar, a few minutes before we start, we are here in Startup Lisboa. Our office is here in the center, in the downtown. Right now, the government is investing a lot in startups, in technology, new companies, young people, and this is one of the reasons why so many people want to live here. And we have offices in both cities. It's a very nice environment because we get to know a lot of other startups like Klave. And as you can see, our team is very young. So Felipe and I, we are the founders, and Felipe is here, you know him. And this is our team to help you to find the best investment here in Portugal, okay? And also to do your ID and passport if you are planning to come. So those are some of our numbers in the real estate. We have more than 5 million euros total invested through us, which is very expressive if you consider only 2 years in the activity of the real estate. Right now, we manage 23 properties, and we assisted clients to buy 27 properties, okay? This is because some clients came to live here in Portugal, so we don't manage these properties that the clients are living, but I would say that all the clients that bought apartments or properties to invest, they left the property for us to manage. And the average yield, the gross average yield that we have right now in these 23 apartments is around 9% growth, okay? It doesn't mean, we're not saying here that we guarantee a 9% return, no. We know that the market is very volatile, but as of today, the market is growing in a steady pace, and this is the average growth, the average yield that the clients did in the first 1-2 years of activity. Okay, this is very important because this number will probably go higher, and we don't want to make any guarantees. We just want to explain the numbers that we have today in the properties that we assist the clients to buy and to manage. So why Portugal? Why Portugal? And this is a very interesting question because many of you know I'm from Brazil. Felipe is also from Brazil, but we are also Portuguese, and we came. I came to Portugal the first time 10 years ago. Okay, in 2014, and it was a completely different country. The country was struggling with the crisis. A lot of people unemployed. The young people were leaving the country, and there was no tourism and foreign investment. And then after 2015, 2016, the government started to make a lot of new laws and a lot of new things to bring investors, to bring new young people. So a lot of immigration laws, like the ones for the Israeli Portuguese citizens, also for the Brazilians, also the golden visa and digital nomad visa, etc., etc. So the country that 10 years ago was left behind now is the top one place to go in Europe. And this is why in the last 10 years the market is growing very fast. Not only in Lisbon, in Porto, we have a lot of places in Portugal that are growing really fast and developing really fast. So in last year, 2023, Portugal broke the tourism record with 30 million guests. So it's a growth of 13% in 1 year if you compare to 2022. It was also the year with the highest number of students in 2023. Portugal received 450,000 students, and 17% were foreigners. And this is because Portugal has a lot of top universities, like some of the best universities of Europe are in Portugal, and all over the country. And also they start to bring foreign companies to give incentives to these companies to bring their people to work here, to have headquarters here. And now these foreign companies employ 18% of the workforce, meaning that these companies are bringing higher salaries and also people from abroad to live here. And also Portugal is investing a lot in tech hubs like the one we are now. Like I told you, it's a huge building in the center of Lisbon, a historical building in the center of Lisbon, and now it's full of young entrepreneurs and startups. So summing up, Portugal is very stable, is business friendly. The healthcare, the public system of healthcare, it's very good. We have some of the top universities of Europe. The location is very strategic because you are in the middle between the US, Israel, Brazil, and also very close to all Europe and very close to the UK and so on. And almost half of the country is close to the coast. And we have, besides the beaches, we have also the waterfalls. The quality of life is insane. Like we have the weather here is much better than the average of Europe. We have 300 days of sun in average in Portugal, and the weather here is not extreme, not even for the cold or for the hot. It's right in the middle. We have a very rich culture and history, and that's why we are breaking records every year of people that we receive in tourism. And it's a very safe, stable country, which right now is a problem for in many parts of the world. So Portugal offers the safety and stability that many people are looking for. Of course, everyone wants to live in a safe and calm and stable country with a relaxed lifestyle. Here are some news that recently are appearing here according to each part of the country. So I can quote here a few. basically now what you need to know about the future of Portugal. Portugal just announced that they're going to build a new bridge in Lisbon to connect with Setúbal, and also a new airport in Setúbal. Okay, right now the interest rates are going down, and you can see here on the bottom right that the economists are predicting 6 rate cuts before 2026, which is even better than the last prediction. So it should get around 2.75% until 2025. They are now building a new train, high-speed train between Lisbon and Madrid because of the World Cup. That will be the World Cup in 2030 will be hosted by Portugal, Spain, and Morocco. So they are gonna connect a lot, Portugal and Spain, and also they're gonna build a fast train between Lisbon and Porto. So all of this is pointing to the future of Portugal, and not only in the main cities, but all over. The main cities like Lisbon and Porto, they will continue to grow, of course, but there are other parts of the country that are very nice to live, and people are also moving to these parts. So everything's pointing to a very consistent growth and stable during the next years, especially in the real estate market. Because of the interest rates going down, this is a very good factor for the real estate. Our service is 100% remote, okay? You can buy it from your house if you like. You just have to call me or Felipe. We will take care of everything. And it's a A to Z service, meaning that we're gonna find the place, we're gonna buy the place, we're gonna manage the place. So it doesn't matter if you want a small apartment, if you want a big land, we do everything. We already assisted clients from a small studio with 20 square meters to a 36 dunums farm in the Douro River. So we have all kinds of properties according to your goals, according to your budget, and so on, okay? This is the, let's say, the step-by-step of the service. And as you can see, we start with a kickoff meeting to understand what the client wants, what are the goals, the budget, etc. Then the second step is to request the NIF and open the bank account. The third, the mortgage process. If you want to get a mortgage, we take care of all the mortgage process. And this is the fourth, is one of the most important, which is the proper research. And I want to ask you your attention for like 3 minutes to explain why this is important. Our job is to find the best deals. Okay, so basically to find the best deals, we have to have connections in Porto, Lisbon, Setúbal, Gaia, all over. And this we have, of course, because we are here dealing with the owners and brokers every day. And we have to be fast. So when we spot something good, we move fast, we buy it, and it's a very precise, accurate service that will be, of course, the client will participate throughout the entire process. The client has to approve, the client has to like the property. But when we find something good, we move fast and we are accurate so that we don't lose the deal, okay? And then we're going to start visiting these properties that we find are interesting according to the client's goals. We're going to select the best opportunities for the client. We're going to make a financial study. I'm a lawyer, so I will take care of all the legal part of the process, but we also have a law office that reviews everything that we do for the clients, and Felipe is an economist. So he will take care of the numbers. I will take care of the boring part, which is reviewing all the contracts with the banks, with the checking if the documents of the house are okay, and so on. And then we start the buying process, which is the CPCV, the down payment, and then the deed, which we can explain later, but basically it takes something around 1-2 months to finish everything, and you get the keys of the property. We do all of these steps. This is all included in our service. And then after you get the keys, of course, you want someone to rent it. Just one important thing. All this process here can be done from Israel, from the US, from Brazil, whatever. This is really important because we can handle all of this without any cost. And Klave, the most important word for us is trust. The only reason why the clients, some of you that don't know us yet, can be like, okay, but why would I buy a place like an apartment with you from distance? Like, I want to visit, I want to be there, and it's fine. If you want to visit, if you want to come, it's 100% fine. But if you don't want to visit, you can trust us. This is the most important thing. We think that Klave is all about trust. We did more than 7,000 passports. Never one client came back without the passport. Everyone, 100% of satisfied clients. And now in the real estate, also 100% of satisfied clients, because we do our job with a lot of responsibility, and we take care of the clients very well. So now, regarding the management of the house, of course, we have to prepare the place. We have to turn on the water, electricity, internet. Most of the times we have to buy a few items. We also take care of that. And then we're going to take care of finding the tenants, doing the contracts, the invoices, and so on. You don't have to know all these boring parts. We will take care of that also, okay? So now we're gonna address two main types of investments. As I told you, we have many. You can see here the buy-to-let and the rebuilding, which are the ones that we're gonna talk about right now. And then there is the buy-to-live and the building from scratch, which we're gonna address in the next webinar, because we did the last webinar a few months ago. We are gonna do another one probably in October, more or less. So we're gonna address these other topics. So for today, we're gonna talk about buy-to-let and rebuilding. So you can see here some of our stars, the properties that we have. Of course, the properties belong to the clients, but we found these properties and we took care of the entire process. Most of the clients never came to visit the place, but some of them also came. This is, like I told you, this is something that it's the same for us. You can come or not, and we will take care of everything. So the buy-to-let is the most, let's say, the most easy, fast, and secure way to enter, to start in this market. Because you're gonna buy something that has already all, you know the place, you know all the qualities, and any kind of problem that you can have. We're gonna study everything, all the pros and cons of the property. We're gonna do the financial and legal study to see how much you can earn from this apartment before you buy it. And of course, we're gonna review all the documents of the property to check if the documents are okay. And as I told you, I'm gonna take care of the legal, Philippe is gonna take care of the financial, but we also have a team and law firms to help us with this process. So we offer the agility and security. As I told you, we have to be fast. When the good opportunity comes, we have to hit it fast. And we offer 100% of security when you buy a property, because we're gonna do the due diligence to check if everything is in place, and it's gonna be all right also in this sense. The fast revenue, because most of the times the clients that buy to let, we can find places that are sometimes renovated with furniture, and sometimes with people living there, some other times empty. And like I would say that in less than 1 month it's going to be rented, because this is what we're doing right now. Okay, all the apartments that we assisted the clients to buy, in less than 1 month we turned on the water, the electricity, the internet. We bought everything that they needed. We found the tenant, write the contract, and then the tenant moves in. It's fast like this. And of course the yield forecast, because in this financial study we're going to study the market, how much similar properties are making in this area, and you can compare. And we're going to do show to you why we believe also this apartment could make the same yield. Those are some of the latest acquisitions from our clients in the buy-to-let. And you can see they are like very nice, very beautiful, all of them. And there is another thing that is common to all of them, which is they are all in Porto, okay? And why? Because Porto and Gaia today are returning the best yield. and this is something that can change. Maybe until you come to us to close and sign the contract, maybe it can be a different part of the country. But since we do these studies every day, we know when it shifts. So our job here is to find the best places according to your budget and to your goals, and to recommend you, look, this is the best apartment you're gonna get in this budget with the best yield, and so on. Okay, so as of today, Porto is the best yield. Like I told you, we are making around 9% gross yield in these apartments and in Porto, and it's for sure where we recommend, if you want a secure buy-to-let, probably we're gonna go to Porto or Gaia, but there are other parts, okay? It's not only these areas, we have other investments in other areas as well. So I already said all of these numbers, but I'm going to repeat because it's really, we are very glad that we can like say that we are doing 9% gross yield in this apartment. This is only the first 2 years of these apartments. Some of them are just only 1 year, so they are returning a nice yield. The occupancy rate is 90%. There is always the 10% in between gas and so on. So the 90% is a very good occupancy rate, and we are proud of it. And right now we manage 23 properties. In the last webinar, if you were here, you're gonna remember the managed properties was a bit less, actually much less than now. But this is because we are growing and we are bringing, and once people get to know the service, and they're gonna bring friends and family because they all are satisfied with our services. As you can see here in the testimonials, we have here one from Nir and Noah. Very, very nice. They did all the process online, okay? They never came to see they never came because they couldn't, because of work and other issues, but they trust us 100%. They also did the passport with Klave, and they later hired us to buy the house here in Portugal. Alon and Ayelet, our dear friends also from Israel, and they are already moving to the second, maybe the third property soon. They also participated in the last webinar. I think they are here watching us. So hello guys, thank you for joining, and thank you for the trust and also the friendship. And of course, Shahar Seban, our also big friend from Israel, also has I don't know how many properties he has anymore because I lost my count, but you can see that he's really glad. He's also watching Daphne as well. Hello guys. And so thank you all of you for allowing us to show you and your feedbacks. This is really important because we know that it shows people that real people are referring us, and this is really, really important for us. And also we have here Iris and Elad. I met them last week in Portugal. We're going to invite them to talk with us. Let's see if they're going to say good things or not. Hello guys, are you listening to me? I think you're muted.
Yes, I just.
Okay, let's wait a little bit because sometimes it takes a little bit. Just a moment. Guys, we cannot hear you. I'm not sure if you are muted.
I send a request for them to
unmute.
Yes, now we can hear them.
Tem som?
Yeah.
Yes, hello guys. Hey, can you hear me?
We can hear them.
Hey, how are you doing? Can you hear us?
Yes, we can hear you, but can you hear us?
Yeah, now we are hearing you, but not very. I'm not. Can we try again? How are you doing?
How about now?
Yeah, much better, much better. This is when we do live. This is what can happen, but now you're here. So how are you doing?
Well, we're doing great. We just came back from Portugal this morning. So a bit tired. tired, but excellent.
Yes, yes. So how was your trip to Portugal? What did you, where did you go? Can you share with us how was the seeing Portugal, and is it really good or it's just like not so good?
It was excellent. It was that wonderful week in both Porto and Lisbon. As I told you, I prefer Porto, but it's a matter of taste.
You
We
can,
we went all around city, and we also went a little bit outside of the city,
nice.
near Sintra, and it was really excellent.
Nice, nice. Philip is showing now your apartment, and this is the 3D that we do also for the clients to see the apartment. This is a very local, very central location in Porto, and the apartment looks really, really nice. It has all the equipment, the washing machine, the dishwasher, like big windows, and all new. The building was just built in 2019, and you can see that the location is also amazing, close to Trindade in Porto. So I would like to ask you if you could tell how was the process with Klave, and if you like it, how was it smooth? What do you have to say about our service?
Uh, sure. So, we met, I think, about a year ago.
In
We
Israel.
came. Sorry.
We met in Israel, right?
Yeah, we met in Israel in um, uh, your presentation in Tel Aviv.
Mm-hmm.
But we met online, I think, a little bit before that.
Yeah, yeah.
Came to Dachau, yeah, we recommended. We had a little, well, we were thinking about taking this leap, this step for a while before we decided to jump in and sign the contract with you, and then we decided that we can trust your company and take this step. And since then, we've been in business for the past year, looking for an apartment. I must say, the attitude and the energy, the ability, yes, really something to talk about. It was really nice doing business with you, and still is. We just about to sign the maintenance contract now, after we got this wonderful apartment that we're showing now. And we think that your company is very reliable. We could never, everything you said was as it is. And everything that you showed us in every step on the way, the apartments that you recommended, and the bank account, the mortgage, etc. Everything that you handled went really well, and was really smooth, smooth process. I mean, we had bumps on the way, but every bump on the way is just showing obstacles that we pass and continue. And it was really nice doing this.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you a lot. Thank you. It was a pleasure working with you guys. You were very patient because, just so everyone can understand, we took 1 year, and this is also very, very interesting because this is the thing. Like with Klave, we're not rushing into things. We don't want you to buy anything here. Just okay, let's go buy this and get out of here. No, no. We want to build this relationship, and we want to have the client. We want the client to have the best opportunity he can get. Okay, even if it takes 1 year, it's worth waiting, because we know that it's a huge decision. It's a lot of money that you have to put. In this case, was also remote. They did the process entirely remote. We met last year around this time, right? And we went to Tel Aviv twice last year. And in September last year, we met Elad and Iris because we did a conference in Tel Aviv. And we got to know them in person through our mutual friend Shahar. And it was really nice because they trusted us from the beginning. And even if it took 1 year, I told them, look, guys, I don't matter if it takes 1 year, we're gonna find the best place for you. And this is what we did. And we had, Elad and Iris know, we had many apartments in the way, but they were not the right ones. So I'm really glad we found the best place we could find for them. And I'm really glad they are also satisfied with the service. So guys, thank you so much. And I know you're probably very tired from the trip, so I'm not gonna take more of your time. Okay, I just want to say thank you again for joining and for sharing your experience with Klave.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
So now the next step is the case study. This is the rebuilding that I told you about. It's more like a renovation / rebuilding. So in this case, we focus in Setúbal, which is South Lisbon. It's like 40 minutes from Lisbon. And we're gonna explain why Setúbal and what we did here and what is so special about this project. So the rebuilding basically is a renovation strategy to acquire a building way below the price, to rehabilitate, modernize, and then of course enhancing the value, aiming to rent it in the future or selling. Okay, so this is something like we told in the last webinar, the fix and flip, which is something that we also do. It's like this, but for the entire building, and you can rent it or sell it in the future. So we have to be really extra attentions here, because we have to handle the budget quotes, the licenses, the viability, and the research. Because here, when we're talking about rebuilding, we also involve the municipality. So this is something really important. In the buy-to-let, that's why I told the buy-to-let is something, let's say, safer and easier and faster. In the rebuilding, it's a project that demands more. There are a lot of other factors involved. So in this case, we focus on Setúbal. The client came to us and said, look, I have this budget, I have to invest in a place that I don't want so much places that are already very high, the price, because I want something that can grow over the years. So what do you recommend? And then say, look, you should look to Setúbal because it's the second fastest growing real estate market in Portugal. It's very beautiful, and you can see that from the pictures. It's only 40 minutes drive from Lisbon. Actually, I'm going there tomorrow, and it's like amazing. It's the lowest price per square meter in Portugal's main cities, and there is a significant influx of high-value real estate investment right now. And the reasons are, for me, very clear, because you can see here in the map, in the bottom right, Setúbal, it's like in the beach, very close to the coast of Costa da Caparica, which is in the left, in the west, and very close to Lisbon, like, as we said, something around 40 minutes. And for people like who live in Israel, we went to Israel twice last year, and it's more or less like living up north from Tel Aviv, close to Netanya, something like this, even closer, because it's also a place with beautiful beaches, with a lot of life, with a lot of growth. But you don't have to be in the center of Tel Aviv. You don't have to pay the prices of Tel Aviv, but you are close by with very similar amenities. So this is Setúbal. It's very close to Troia, which is one of you can see the peninsula here in the south of Setúbal. And if you go to the north, you're gonna be in the airport or in Lisbon in 40 minutes. And now they are also building a new airport. Felipe is going to show you in the map where is gonna be the new airport. You can see it's gonna be even closer. And they're also gonna build a new bridge and Felipe is gonna show now where the new bridge is gonna be. And it's gonna be the third bridge connecting Setúbal and Lisbon, okay? So right now, the price per square meter in Setúbal, in average, is around 2.5 thousand, okay? If you take 10 years ago, it was 900, actually 9 years ago, it was 974 square meter, okay? I don't know what happened here in 2018 that there was this peak, but you can see that the growth is very steady and sustainable. It's not like a roller coaster, it's like a steady pace and growing year by year. So it's 163% growth in only 9 years, something around 11%. And if you compare to the June of the last year, so 1 year ago, it grew 7%. Okay, so this is if you compare to Lisbon and Porto. Let's say Lisbon should be like right now, the average is going to be like 5,000. Cascais also around that. In Porto is a little bit lower, like something around 2.5 thousand per square meter if you take the main city. So Setúbal there still has a lot to grow, and we believe that if you look to all the new infrastructure developments that the government is putting, the efforts that the government is putting in expanding the city, because they realize that Lisbon doesn't have enough space for everyone, Porto doesn't have space for everyone, so they are building connections like they did in London, in New York, in Tel Aviv, and so on. So basically what we are seeing right now is the growth of Portugal further than the main city. And a place like Setúbal has a lot of appeals, and this is why we are focusing in this city right now. So it's a remodelation of a historic building. You can see here on the left the picture of the building today. We're gonna show to you next year when it's ready how it's gonna be, but it's gonna be much more beautiful than that. Of course, you can see on the right the interior design of the project, how it's gonna look like from inside. So it's 3 floors of residential apartments, and each floor has 2 one-bedroom apartments. So a total of 6 one-bedroom apartments that are going to be ready by the next year. Okay, all the apartments, they have around 40 and 50 square meters. And of course that to understand if this deal was good for the client or not, we had to make a thorough study. We did all the business plan considering all the factors that would be involved in this project. Okay, the first is the financial. The financial, as you can see here, we put, of course, I'm not going to go over all the numbers, but just so you can understand, we put here the total investment, and we always take the conservative scenario, okay? Because if we go better than the conservative scenario, is a plus. So we cannot make a scenario that is too optimistic. We have to be conservative so that the numbers at the end make sense. If they make sense in the conservative, they're gonna be even better in the realistic scenario. So we made here, the client will make a total investment of 767,000 euros. And we did here the study of how much this place will generate in income year by year until 2030. Okay, so the next 5 years. And these numbers are considering the growth of the area, but even below the average of the last years, because we are always conservative. And we are considering 2 scenarios. One where we are having an 80% occupancy rate in the rent, and another one that we have 90% in the occupancy rate. Okay, so you can see the gross yield in the worst case would be around 7.8% gross in the first year, or something around 5.5% net. And this is the worst case, which is the ROI of 80% occupancy rate in 2026, because we are considering the time that it's going to take to deliver the project. In this case here, the client is doing that to rent from 2026, and then after a few years, he's gonna think about selling it or not. So it's let's say it's a long-term project, but it makes a lot of sense considering that until now we just bought the building, and we're gonna have 1 year to renovate it, and then after that the numbers are making a lot of sense for the client. And besides this project, we also have another building in Setúbal, which we are not showing here right now, but the idea is more or less the same. We take the numbers of the investment, we use the conservative scenario, and then we do the financial projection considering 80% occupancy rate or 90% occupancy rate in the next years. So those are all the other factors involved in this kind of investment. It's not only the numbers. When you buy a building to fully renovate like this, you have to check the licenses in the municipality. You have to check the budget with the experts, the contractors. You have to check the viability of the project. You have to check all the documents. And this is only after you do all the research in the area to find the best building to renovate. Because you're gonna find plenty of buildings to renovate, but which one is the best one to renovate? So we have partners that we trust and that we did a lot of projects with us, architects, engineers, and so on, that will assist us during this project. Okay, so our job is to make it all together, to find the best deal for the client, to put together all these partners, and then to deliver, to make sure they're going to deliver the project in the date that they are compromising to do. Just now, I think, okay, we are reaching the end already. It was so quickly. So the next webinar, okay? Now, as we told you, we have different services we do, from T0 studios to big farms, like 40 dunums. So, and we already talked about fix and flip, buy to let, remodelation and rebuilding. And now in the next webinar, like probably 2 or 3 months from now, we're gonna talk about the buy to live and the building from scratch. We have a lot of really interesting things to talk about in these 2 topics. But for today, that's it. Felipe?
We have the questions.
We have the questions, okay? Thank you for participating, guys. Let's see the questions. Okay, how the mortgage works is the first question. This is a question that it's gonna take, the answer is, there are a lot of answers in this topic. So I'm gonna try to sum up everything. First of all, Portuguese clients can get up to 80% mortgage if they don't live in Portugal. Okay, if they live here, they can get even 90%. If you're not Portuguese, and even if you don't live here and not Portuguese, you're gonna have probably around 50 to 70% mortgage. Okay, this is the maximum. Most of the clients can get 70% if they show that they have the income that they need to prove. You have until 75 years old to pay the mortgage. Okay, so if you are 40 now, you have 35 years to pay the mortgage. And the interest rate, which is really important to understand, right now in all the proposals we are getting for the clients, they are really interesting because they are fixing the interest rate in the next 3 to 5 years. You can choose. They are fixing the interest rates at around 2.9, 2.95% per year. Okay, this is including everything. So basically, you're gonna pay a fixed rate, let's assume 3% for the entire year during the first 3 to 5 years. You can fix it for 2 years if you like. But the most important thing here is, when we do the mortgage for the clients, we like to have a wide range of proposals. Because some banks will prefer a fixed rate, other banks will prefer a mixed rate, and then others, some clients, will prefer the variable rate. And each bank can do all the 3 types. It's a matter of asking the banks, proving you have the income, and the banks will show you different options. Then we're gonna sit with the client and explain to them each proposal, okay? If, let's say, if you want to know exactly how much you're gonna pay for the next 3-5 years, it's better to have at least the mixed rate, where you know exactly how much for the next 3 years, and then it's gonna be variable according to the Euribor, okay? In this case, as I told you, you can fix right now for less than 3% per year. If you are, let's say, more bold and you want if you believe that the interest rates are going to drop, which is the scenario today, this is what the experts are saying, not us. You can check online. The interest rates in Europe are about to drop significantly from this year and the next one. Then you should consider the variable rate from start, okay? And this is for the clients that can deal with anxiety and they don't mind if they're gonna pay more or less every month. But if you want more conservative, if you are the type of person that wants to know exactly how much you're gonna pay, then the mixed or the fixed rates are really interesting for you.
Just 1 second. Jeremy sent it to us asking about if we have like an age limit to get the mortgage.
Yeah. So the age limit is around, this is also going to vary according to each bank, okay? But from 60 years old, it gets more complicated, okay? Most of the banks will be charging a lot of insurance and the interest rates are going to be a little bit higher than usual if you are over 60 years old, okay?
Okay, and he asked as well if you have a tax for new rentancy.
Tax for inheritance. Okay, Jeremy, thank you for the question. Yes, there is this type of tax. This is a much more complicated topic. We would have to waste like something like 10 minutes to explain exactly how it works. So it's better to reach us out, Jeremy, if you can. Felipe is going to send you an email so you can talk to us, or you can also reach me out. Because this is a more complicated topic about the inheritance tax. And actually the second question has to do with taxes. How many taxes do I have to pay? Okay, so this is also a question that has a lot of layers, but I'm gonna be straight to the point here. The taxes when you buy the property are around 3 to 5%. Okay, let's say if you buy an apartment worth 200,000, you're gonna pay something around 7,000 of taxes. Okay, that's it. You pay when you buy it, and that's all. And then you have the taxes of the rent. Basically, if you consider all the taxes you have to pay of the apartment, of the taxes of the rental, the IRS, our fees, the accountant fees, everything that you have to pay, you're gonna get something around 30% costs. This is throughout the year, okay? 1 month you're gonna pay less, another month you're gonna pay a little bit more, because it depends on what you have to pay each month, okay? So meaning that if you have for every 1,000 euros you make per month, you can count with something around 700 euros in your pocket after you pay everything. Of course, this will vary according to every situation. Some clients are paying less than that. Some clients are paying a little bit more, but it's not going to be over 40% of costs. Okay, so 30% is the average that the clients are paying. This is already with our commission, with any cost that they have with accountant and so on, and also the taxes that they have to pay. So again, 2 taxes. When you buy the property, around 3 to 5% over the property price, and then when you rent the place, you're gonna have something around 30% of cost throughout the year over the rent.
Okay, we have more one question.
Okay.
If all the contracts it's in English.
All the mortgage, the mortgage depends on the bank actually, but we can translate it for you, no problem. The contract with us is also in English and Portuguese. The contracts with the documents of the property itself are not in English. So, but we can translate it for you. So, but the contracts with the banks, the insurance, with Klave, with the suppliers also depends. Like the energy companies, sometimes they have the contract. Some of them have the contract in English, but the water company doesn't have it. So, but we will translate everything. Most of the things are in English, but the ones that are not, we can translate.
Only in the purchase process, the CPCV. Normally, we do this in English and in Portuguese, but from Portuguese law, the deed must be in Portuguese. But we translate and send this to your clients. And he asked us about their escrow account with the payment for purchase apartment are made through.
Okay. In which the payment for the purchase of made through. Okay, what is the name? Okay, thank you for the question. So basically, usually we use there are two ways to do it. Okay, first is we can open your bank account in Portugal before any. Usually, when we do the mortgage, it's mandatory to have a bank account in the bank that you choose to get a mortgage. Okay, and then we can use this bank account as an account to buy the property later. The other option is to transfer the money to us, Patrick and Felipe, as your representatives. We will have the power of attorney to receive this money in our account and then transfer this money to the seller. This we did for all the clients that bought the apartments from distance, but we understand that it's a huge amount and some clients don't feel comfortable to do this transfer directly to us because of sometimes tax issues or anything like that. So they can transfer to their account in Portugal as well, because we can manage to open the account before
Tell them that we can open a bank account remotely, and you don't need to come to Portugal to open a Portuguese bank account, because in the purchase process, when you pay the deed, we must pay with bank check. And it must be a Portuguese bank check, because all of your clients that would like to buy a property here need to open a bank account. And if you can't come to Portugal, you can do this remotely as well. But in some case, if the client don't have time to open the remotely bank account, can use your service, you can transfer the money to us, and we can pay the property with from the money from your bank account. But all the time we talk to the client to try to open the bank account. It's more comfortable for the clients to do this through than all bank accounts.
Okay, guys. So I think now we are Doron. Okay,
Rented income.
Yeah. So Doron, thank you for the questions. Like these questions are very specific. What I recommend to do. Like he's asking which laws exist in Portugal for rented incomes. So again, I think this kind of questions has to be in a different opportunity, because now we are on the time here, and also they demand a really throughout answer. It's not like a simple answer to give. But as I told you here, when you rent a house, you're gonna pay around 30% of costs all over the year, throughout the year, because some clients, they open an activity to rent the apartment. Some other clients, they do, they pay since they don't have income in Portugal besides the rent, they can open an activity and rent the house as an activity. Okay, so this is one solution that it's 100% legal, and it's the best situation according to our accountant to declare the income that you have from the rent. And the other option is to declare it as a long-term, as a fixed rent, and then you have to apply the IRS tax, which is fixed for most people. But if you are under the lowest level of the IRS, you don't have to pay IRS. So that's why it depends a lot on how much you make, what is the house, if you did renovations or not, etc., etc. So guys, thank you so much for joining. We hope to we hope that you enjoyed this webinar with us. And for the ones that have more questions, I know that when it's a lot of information. When we tell all this information together, it's gonna be like overwhelming, but you can set a call with us and we can explain better any other questions that you have. But we are running out of time today. Thank you very much. We hope to see you again in the next webinar, or talking to us in the, if you want to talk on the WhatsApp or in the email, we're gonna be available, okay?
I will send to your mail our presentation as well, and the business plan that you present today for you check how you do the calculation, how you do the research. When we have a client that would like rebuilding a building in Portugal, Setúbal, Porto, or the country, that you can understand better how is the step that you follow to do this kind of investments, and we send more information in the